What is happening, guys? My name is Combat Muffin, and today we're going to be having another top 3 list. Normally I do top 5, but today I'm doing a top 3, and we're doing it over the top 3 charges in Battlefront. So stick around because we'll dive right into that. Now, with all top 3, 5, etc. lists, I have to tell you before that it is strictly opinion. Sure, I will be sprinkling a little bit of facts here and there, but at the end of the day, each of the star cards placed in the list is how it works for me. My list could be totally different than yours, which is totally okay. My list is no better or worse than yours. And if your list differs in a small way or even a totally large way, be sure to put it in the comments below as I will read it and we'll have a nice little chat about it. And a little side note to that, be sure not to take this list as the gospel truth. My star card in hand can work totally different than yours. We have different playing styles, so do not take it as the solid truth that you must have these star cards to be good. It's just the top 3 that work for me, and you could have a totally different one. Let's dive right into the list, starting off at number 3, where we have the explosive shot charge. The description for the explosive shot reads, temporarily supercharges your primary weapon to fire explosive bolts. Since the dawn of time, as in the beginning of Battlefront, people have been using the explosive shot to engage in almost any engagement. It has been that good, and it has received little to no nerfs since then. With the introduction of the Best Friend DLC, it added a slight nerf where when you activated it, it did still deliver the same effect, but it made your blaster's cooldown power less viable. Was this a formidable nerf? Not really. Unless you were entering a large crowd of people, in one-on-one engagements, this did little to nothing. For the explosive shot still made the time to kill of your weapon extremely fast, and you would almost win every single engagement, which was a one-on-one. The explosive shot really shines when you combine it with a high rate of fire weapon, also something that has a large cooldown time, something like the RC-17 Heavy Blaster. Once you activate it, it starts firing so many explosive bolts, and the cooldown time is good enough so that the nerf doesn't affect it so hard. How you can combat the explosive shot? There are little to no ways. Either you get the hell out of there, or the really risky, really funny option and you get real close and hug your opponent who is using it, and you'll both die exploding each other. I highly advise not doing the latter. For anyone that has not used the explosive shot, go get it, go upgrade it. It is great for almost any one-on-one engagement, and it will rake in plenty of kills for you. Now we go to the number 2 slot where we have the personal shield charge. The description for the personal shield reads, a personal energy shield provides protection from energy weapons. However, it offers 0 defense against kinetic weapons like the cycler rifle and grenades. Throughout the personal shield's history, it's been going up and down. At the beginning, you could pop the personal shield and be able to use grenades and your jump pack, etc. Then they got rid of the ability to use your grenades, but you could still use your jump pack. Then they took that away, and then you were just a sitting duck running around. Eventually they gave it back, and now it's back to a more even state. I'd say personal shields are one of the more annoying things on the battlefield. They've pretty much given you infinite survivability, and when I say infinite, of course I don't mean infinite, but you can get out of almost any situation. It can absorb so much damage. In fact, if you're ever in the middle of a thermal imploder and the thermal imploder drops at your feet, all you have to do is pop a personal shield. It can take that thermal imploder, and you'll still have some life left in the personal shield. Now, the personal shield isn't really going to get you any kills. It's really good for 2 things. A, increasing your survivability. You'll be able to survive a lot more with the personal shield. And B, objective-based game modes. If you see an uplink and you want to activate it, just pop your shield, you should be almost okay. If you see in sabotage that you can disarm one of the generators, just pop your shield and you should be fine. The only thing that you really have to worry about is kinetic weapons, as it's said in the description, such as grenades and the cycler rifle, and people entering your bubble and trying to melee you in the back. That is one of the most satisfying things in the game, being able to sneak behind a personal shield user and break his freaking neck with a hit to the back. It's pretty satisfying. And one more thing that the personal shield does better than almost any star card in the game is getting power-ups in dangerous locations. If you pair it with the jump pack, what you can do is jump with your jump pack into the sky, pop your personal shield, and land on the power-up. No one will be able to damage you unless, of course, they have a kinetic weapon, and you should steal that hero pickup, AT-AT pickup, etc. It is that useful. The personal shield provides a certain survivability that few star cards, other than something like the Adrenaline Stim, provide. The only reason it's ahead of the explosive shot is that for me, I like to have a very conservative star card hand but aggressive playing style. The explosive shot is still good, but when you're in deep trouble within a thermal imploder or you need to get some health, the personal shield is there to save your life, time in and time out. And here in first place, numero uno, we have the Disruption Star Card Charge. Very good addition in the Bespin DLC. Not all people have it or have fully upgraded, especially those who've just gotten into the Bespin DLC, but here is the description. Localized disruption wave that knocks out enemy blasters, turrets, and droids. Now it is true that the disruption charge knocks out turrets and droids, and that's all good. It will save your skin a few times, but the real special of the charge is how it disrupts enemy blasters. Basically what this means is that it just sends them into an overheat, giving them the opportunity to do a cooling flush. However, here's the key. Normally when you do this, there's about a 3-second delay until the cooling flush option is available, which is perfect amount of time to start beating on your opponent and laying him down with some blaster fire. Now, it would seem that you would be able to do a cooling flush, but in the thick of it, in the heat of the moment, people oftentimes forget to do a cooling flush. I remember when I was first starting out on the Bespin DLC, people were coming at me with the Disruption Star Card, and there was literally nothing you can do about it. You were just a sitting duck. And I was thinking to myself, is there any way to combat this? And there really is only one. To use a disruption card against someone who just used a disruption card on you. Because then it sends you both into overheat, making it a level playing field again. This star card is so good that you can go into a crowd of 3 or 4 people, disrupt all of them, and depending on your blaster's rate of fire and time to kill ability, you can just demolish all of them so quickly. It's that powerful, and you can get many kill streaks. Now, whether the star card is OP or not, I think we have to let time play out as more people get the star card, because it might be that people do start learning to adapt to it and start to do the cooling flush. However, at the moment, I would say that it's borderline OP, starting to get there. Not only does it work against the typical infantry unit, it also works against heroes. So if someone like Han Solo is coming at you, you can just pop Disruption and get the hell out of there. And that just about does it for my top 3 star card charges. I have to give a quick honorable mention out to the Adrenaline Stim star card. That's what I use a lot of time in tandem with the Berserker trait. It's very good. If you haven't used it or upgraded it, I highly recommended it. It's very good. It can save your skin a lot of times, and it can keep you in the fight while healing you, which the personal shield can't quite do. Whether it's better than the personal shield, I think the personal shield provides a little bit more than the Adrenaline Stim. Now it's over to you. I really want to hear what your top 3 star card charges are. I will reply, and we'll have a nice chat about that. Always like and subscribe. Love you guys. My name's Combat Muffin, and I'll catch you guys on the other side.